Hey guys, my niece is hiking the Appalachian Trail and today we'll be freeze drying up a care package of food. Like I said, my niece is hiking the Appalachian Trail. She's doing the full hike. And if anyone out there watching has done a marathon type hike, you know real food is kind of a luxury item. Anything that weighs anything is left off. You really don't want to carry anything that weighs anything. So we'll be freeze drying up some of these pre-made meals that really don't take much to rehydrate, if you even want to rehydrate them at all. A lot of these you can eat dry and while you're hiking allowed to rehydrate right in your stomach and it'll fill you right up, or you can rehydrate them with cold water or hot water while you're hiking so that when you're finally ready to camp or take a break, it's ready to eat and then you're ready to go. That way you're not wasting a whole lot of time preparing. And you're also not carrying a lot of weight. So today what we're going to be doing is a lot of these bird's eye pre-made meals. This is a Spanish style rice and cauliflower. This one is a Southwest style rice type meal. It's what they call the power blend. We're doing just simple mixed vegetables, carrots, corn, green beans, and peas. And we'll also be doing a quinoa spinach blend. And for anyone out there who insists on telling me that's pronounced quinoa, put it in the comments below. I'd love to hear who's going to correct me on that. But anyway, we'll start just by cutting these open and dumping them on the trays. Okay, I'm going to start with the quinoa power blend. I'm going to try to get 3 bags on each of these trays. And all I'm going to do is cut these open and dump them onto the trays like this. And just kind of flatten them and spread them out so they're even on the tray. I'm not even going to cook these before we freeze dry them. Now with some things, you're better off cooking them first and then freeze drying them. That way when they rehydrate in that last cooked state. With these here, these are just what are called steam meals. You steam them before you eat them. And they're perfectly fine just adding boiling water, allowing them to rehydrate. They'll soak up the water, and it's just like you cook them. That's the convenience of these. These were requested by her on the trail. She is keeping in contact with people during her walk. And it's a 6-month hike for anybody who's unfamiliar with it. She started in Georgia, and she's hiking all the way up to Maine. So it's quite the hike. And along the way, so that she doesn't have to carry too much food, she has people put together little care packages that she can pick up in some of the towns as she travels up the map. So that's what we're doing here. We're putting together, by request, some of these steam meals. And that's our first tray. So I'll move on. We'll do the rest of the trays. I'll show you what they all look like when they're done. And we'll throw them in the freeze dryer. Well, I got all the bags opened and dumped onto the trays. I got 3 bags per tray. I put 2 on this one, 3 on this one. And the last one here, we ended up doing a split. So I've got my mixed vegetables and the Spanish style on this side here. And just as a tip, because these aren't foods that we normally purchase and eat, these are by request, I don't really even know what I'm looking at. So I cut the labels off the bags and I'm going to use some masking tape and just put that right on the tray so that when I take them out of the freeze dryer, I know what's what and how to label it, because they will look a little bit different once they're freeze dried. They're not going to be as colorful and vibrant. They usually kind of lose some of the color when they're dehydrated or freeze dried. Once we add water back to them to rehydrate them, the color pops and they come right back to what you're looking at here. But I'm not going to be around for that. That'll be someplace in Virginia, maybe. Like I said, I'm unfamiliar with a lot of these meals, but I think it's kind of cool the way they do their sauces, like these little globules, these little frozen balls of sauce, that are just going to freeze dry and become part of the package. But when she adds hot water to this or cold water to this and then mixes it all up to eat it, it's just going to mix the sauce in and it'll be just like a regular cooked meal. Now, I had mentioned before that you don't have to cook these before they're freeze dried, because these are all just vegetables and grains. If you have a package like this that contains any kind of meat, chicken, beef, fish, eggs, anything that's uncooked, you're going to want to cook it before you freeze dry it. Because if I were just to freeze dry something, let's say that had chicken in it, and she adds cold water during the hike, rehydrates it, and then starts eating, she's going to be eating raw chicken. So we don't want that. Nothing we're making has meat, so we're fine doing it this way. I'm going to get these down in the freeze dryer, and we'll get that ball rolling, and I'll probably be back in about a day and a half, and I'll show you what the finished freeze-dried products look like. Okay, we got everything loaded into the freeze dryer. So now it's just a waiting game. I'll get this started. It's going to pre-freeze. All these came out of the freezer, so they're already partially frozen. So it shouldn't take long to do the pre-freeze. It'll immediately go right into the drying phase. And like I said, with any luck, maybe tomorrow night or the next morning. But I'll bring it back when they're all finished. Well, it's been a little over 24 hours and our freeze drying has finished. So over here we've got the quinoa and spinach. It looks amazing. Actually, I thought it was going to lose a lot more color, but it didn't. The peppers are still bright red. The little sauce pieces, I don't know what to call them. They're kind of like styrofoam feeling. They're very, very lightweight. All of this has lost so much weight. It's going to be perfect for packing on the trail. And once this rehydrates or you add water, all these little pieces of sauce will just kind of blend in when you stir it all up. It even has pieces of cranberry in it, and the cranberry freeze-dried very well. It's not sticky. They're not like raisins. They're freeze-dried cranberries. So when they rehydrate, they'll be right back to being cranberry again. So these came out great. The Southwest style, again, it looks amazing. I believe this is riced cauliflower. There are pieces of tomato in here, but there's also, again, these little tomato sauce type sauce pieces that when they rehydrate will just blend right in. So this came out really good. The Spanish rice looks awesome. All these little blueberries are actually black beans. Black beans and corn and sauce pieces and red pepper. This came out really good, but these are our 4 meals that we did. These you're going to add water, and it's kind of like eating a meal. But we also did 4 bags of just mixed vegetables. And the mixed vegetables are always great. You can either reconstitute these, you can eat them cold, you can eat them hot, or you can eat these dry just as they are, like a snack. And they're great. They're easy to eat. They rehydrate in your mouth, and it tastes dried when you first put it in your mouth, but as it rehydrates, it's like eating fresh vegetables. So it's very cool. And then one other thing too is, you'll look at these pieces of corn and you think you're going to break your teeth on them. But when they're freeze-dried, it's not the same as dehydrating. Freeze-dried, this piece of corn literally will crush into a powder in your hand. So they're very soft and airy, and eating it, it tastes just like you're eating a fresh piece of corn. So this hopefully is going to be a great snack for my niece out on the trail. We got to get this all packed up. Her mom's going to ship it out to one of her pickup spots along the trail, and hopefully either she's going to share this or she's going to keep it all to herself, but this will give her something good to eat while she's out there, and she doesn't have to eat just protein bars and ramen and your typical trail snacks. So I hope this was helpful for anybody, just to kind of think outside of the box when it comes to freeze drying and different ways that you can make trail snacks or meals. If there's anything else that you'd like to see me freeze dry, to bring out into the woods with you, put it down in the comments down below. If you have any questions about what we did here, let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.